Hey there, guys and gals. So much like every other channel on YouTube right now, I think now is the time for some reason. I thought it would be more towards the beginning of the year, but now it seems like the right time to do your channel update video. So we're going to talk about the future of this channel in particular in this video. Okay, what's the plan? As many of you have seen, I took a little break. I was working on stuff. I originally wanted to get like a certain amount of weeks ahead in progress before I started up again, but one of the biggest issues I've always had with planning, especially for YouTube stuff, is that I may be able to get ahead now, but something is going to come up that's going to slow you down. That's the story of everyone's life. That's just how life works. So, that being said, I wanted to get a certain amount ahead, but I know I will never reach that. There'll never be that perfect time for me to jump in and do that. So, might as well start now while I have some stuff. I can try to get ahead. I'm hoping I can get ahead. But the plan for this channel, but also my secondary channel, is that this year I'm going to have one heavily edited, and heavily is gonna be open to interpretation, but one edited video a week. I've tried to do video every day. Didn't work for me. I tried to do like 2 or 3 videos a day. Didn't work for me. It was impossible to keep up, and it just gets you so stressed that you don't want to do anything else. So I think the bare minimum will be one edited video a week. I wrote heavily, but that's open to interpretation. But that one video can be split between this channel and the second channel. So be aware that maybe you might not see an edited video on this channel that week. That means it's just popped up on the other channel. If I didn't get any videos out that week, then I failed. You know what? That's how it is. Sometimes you fail. That's all I can say. I can do my best, but sometimes you fail. That being said, if there are clips, say the recordings that I'm taking from the PS5 for Elden Ring bosses while I go through my headsets, those can just go up during the week. I don't really need to edit those. I only go on the PS5 and I cut the video, and that's basically no time at all. I will try to make sure that when I upload them, I can put the metadata in right away. So that may factor into how difficult it is for me to upload that week, or whether or not there will be uploads that week. Like if I have too many things going on and I can't get the video to YouTube and add the metadata at the same time, I'm just not going to upload it, which I think honestly is better for everybody because then you can find it as well. The plan currently is, while I get back on track with video editing and I'm trying to like work myself up. As many of you know, I got hacked pretty bad 2 years ago, and like it took months and months for me to recover that drive to want to try again, for fear that I may just lose everything again. And so I'm trying to get back on that. I'm trying to get quicker with video editing. I have a much better rig, so video editing is easier and faster for me than it's ever been before. Plan is, between other stuff, like every other video will be a move and move list that gets uploaded, because those are pretty formulaic. They're not necessarily easy to make, but they're quick. And because they're formulaic, it gets me like back on top of what I'm gonna do. I'm planning to do move and move list, other content, move and move list, other content, until all the move and move lists are done. A lot of my content is slow burn content. So like, people might not look for it right away, but later on those views will come up because there's no one else that's doing that content. And that's kind of a strategy that I've always been a part of here, thinking, hey, there's so much competition. What if I just do things that there is no competition for? And granted, I don't know if there's no competition because no one else has it. That was my original idea. It must be that no one has it, but that's not necessarily true. So it's hit or miss, but a lot of my content is slow burn. Still planning on doing plenty of regular gaming content. Obviously, Move and Move Lists is fighting game content. Definitely planning on still doing Let's Plays at some point on the channel, but those are like way down the line. I want to get out a bunch of other videos before that. I do plan on streaming more on YouTube in the near future. And that being said, I will try to keep things that I did on Twitch already, like cataloging stuff. Games that are in series that I've already started on Twitch are going to stay on Twitch. So when I play Horizon Forbidden West eventually, and Spider-Man 2 eventually, those streams will be on Twitch, and then I will eventually upload the highlights here. That being said, I'm going to keep the same schedule, basically. My work week, if you want to call it that, it starts on Sundays. So Sundays is for vlogs and unboxings. So like this video is going to come out on a Sunday. Mondays are tutorials, guides, and how-tos. Tuesdays are for Let's Plays, which I haven't done a Let's Play in a long time. It's got to be over a year since I did the last Let's Play. I still have the same list of Let's Plays that I want to go to, so don't expect me to start a Let's Play series of a brand new game, because I've had the same list for like 8 years. And I still intend to play those games. I still want to give myself a chance to enjoy them and to share them with you guys. Wednesdays is Twitch highlights. If you've noticed, I haven't uploaded a Wednesday upload in a while, and that is because I actually finished sending over all the Twitch highlights that I have on my Twitch channel that are over a minute long to YouTube, so I'm actually caught up. Anything new that pops up on a Wednesday is going to be newer content. It's not like I'm like years behind like I've been for the last couple years. Thursdays are for your general gaming day, so like anything goes. It doesn't fit into one of the other categories. It's going up on a Thursday. Friday is for series, so anything that's been in a playlist. I could add another Let's Play video, that kind of stuff. Saturdays is for fighting games and beat 'em ups, which was originally the bread and butter of my channel. So I'm going to try to get more into that. I know I put out a poll a while ago, and surprisingly you guys said you wanted to see more Beats of Rage mods. And I feel like that gives me a nostalgia burst. But yes, there's tons that there's very little content of. Something that I'm going to be picking up doing more of on the channel also is tech reviews. Not necessarily for like new phones or stuff like that, but gaming related tech reviews will be on this channel. I've got my hands on a lot of tech lately for older consoles that'll help bring them up to the modern age, and I want to spend some time with that so I can get to know it better. Then I can explain it to you, and you can make informed purchase decisions about how you want to bring your consoles into the modern age as well. I think that that fits in with my content, and it's still gaming related. And also, I have tons of third-party controllers that I've recently acquired that I would love to go through, really test hard, figure out if they are good enough for people to purchase or if they should look elsewhere, because controllers are really expensive these days. Really expensive. Now, one thing that I've done a bit of, mostly unboxing related on this channel, is I'm going to be uploading a lot more TTRPG related content in the future. Not necessarily all 5e D&D, but a lot of it will be D&D 5e related. Some of it is system agnostic, as they call it. I had this plan already, but especially with JoeCat gone, I think that there's a large, let's say, market portion that is now just gone. And I think I can fill in some of that. I'm not going to be doing actual plays. I won't be recording any of that, at least not anytime soon. I don't have any plans to do actual plays, but I've been running the same campaign for about 3.5 years now, and there are things that I've learned that I wish I knew at the beginning that I want to share with you guys. So I've got a series coming out for that. I also have a series, I think the first like real TTRPG content that will be out. I'm working with a bunch of other DMs that I know, and we're going to go through some homebrew supplements and kind of talk about them. What we think is good about them, what we think is bad, adventure hooks related to them, whether they're balanced or not, because in homebrew that can be absolutely absurd, and whether they fit into, like what settings they would fit into, and whether or not you need to change something about your game or like say something about it at the beginning so that they make sense within the regular like rules and confines of your game system. So I think the first video that'll be that, actually it won't be a video. I'm hoping to stream it. We're just going to call it the DMs Roundtable. Hoping that that comes out soonish. I am planning to do a lot more TTRPG related content in the future because I have done more TTRPG stuff lately and actual video game stuff, which is a little weird, but that's just the way it's been. TTRPGs, like D&D specifically, filled a void in my life that I didn't know was there. Almost was like all consuming. Like I spend almost all my free time working on D&D stuff, which is bad because I don't have free time. Oh, and obviously kickstarted a ton of stuff in preparation for like sort of pivoting my channel a bit to do more ttrpg stuff. So there will be tons more unboxings, tons more chats, tons more stuff of just Kickstarter crap, crowdfunding stuff that I've paid for that I now have in my house and have nowhere to put it. But that's a story for another day. That's probably an unfairy tale story. Originally, when I decided I was going to pivot more into ttrpg content because that's what drives me now, I was like, oh, I have an amazing idea for an intro, but as you know, I'm not really artistically inclined. So I looked at some animators, I asked them some questions, and I ended up getting down to like 4 animators. And one of the 4 was like, hey, I saw your script. I think we can work on this and we can make it better. And I was like, oh, this is the animator for me. Like, you're the only one of the 4 that wanted to work with me on it instead of just being like, this is what you're going to do this. I'm not going to talk to you. I'll get it done. And I gave them a down payment and then I gave them an advance. So I still owe them some money, but they have since stopped responding to me at all. So I'm pretty sure I got screwed on that detail. But whether or not that intro ever coalesces, I will still do that series because there's plenty of DM stuff that I've learned in my 3.5 years of DMing that I think other people should know. In regards to ways that you guys can help, all the usual stuff. You can like, you can subscribe, leave comments. If you're feeling super generous, if there are any items that you are looking for to buy that I have a link to in the description of the videos, like there's some applicable item, I'm going to make words one day. You can use my referral code and then you get the item and I get a small cut of the purchase price at no additional cost to you. Always a link in the description. On this channel, there's a link for my Amazon affiliate code, my eBay partner code, and my Green Man Gaming affiliate code. So if you purchase anything using one of those links, I'll probably get a small cut of the purchase price at no additional cost to you. If you're feeling super generous, I don't want to pressure anybody into anything, but you can now become a member of this channel. You can't become a member of the other channel yet. It's too small. My second channel is too small, but you can become a member here. And in addition, if you would prefer not to, you can go on Patreon. I do have a Patreon. I am trying to make sure that I regularly upload content to it, which is something that I'm very bad at. In addition, I'm hoping to really use it and advertise it. I have a problem asking people for help. I know that is a character flaw. If you don't advertise that you have these things, most people will never know that you have them. So I have to get better at letting you guys and gals know that you can become a member here. You can become a member on Patreon. The tiers and the rewards are basically exactly the same between here on YouTube and Patreon. It's just that YouTube has some weird rules about people can't help you with anything that involves chance. So one of my rewards on Patreon was help me figure out what the next giveaway is going to be giving away, because I do giveaways on both channels, actually all 3 channels on Twitch as well. And I had to change that a little bit. I have no plans to force any of you guys to become members here or on Patreon. If you want to become a patron, it's just, it helps me out. You see how bad I am at asking for help? If you become a member here on YouTube, I think the benefit that is coolest is that you get some emotes that you can use anywhere on YouTube. And I just realized I can use my own emotes elsewhere, which I didn't know I could do. But it's kind of cool that you get some emotes based on your tier. Actually, I think I have them open to every tier because there's no point in gating an emote. Ugh. Just ugh. I have some emotes there that you'll get if you become a member of the channel. At the higher tiers, I'm sharing the notes that I've had that I've built for the 16 years or so that I've been on YouTube. And I would love more input from y'all on like what you want me to do next, what you want to see on the channels, that kind of stuff. I am giving you access to my updated BGM list for TTRPGs. I'm considering, but not 100% sure yet, if I want to share the repository that I use for my campaign. All the D&D homebrew and supplement stuff that I think would be okay to use. Some of it may require tweaks, but I have it listed all there on my repository so my players can use it when they're going through stuff and what have you. I might also share that at some point, but that is currently not in there. It was just a thought I had this morning before I sat down to make this video. So that's the future of this channel, and I hope you guys stick around. That being said, I'm gonna make all my calls to arms because you gotta ask for help. So like, subscribe, comment, become a member, follow me on Patreon. I will say I wouldn't recommend, unless you want to be super generous for some reason, becoming a member here and on Patreon, because you're basically getting the same rewards, and you don't have to do that. But if you do become a member, Patreon will let me message you. For all the patrons that I have, I can send you a message. If you do become a member here on the channel, be sure to join the Akame Kakure Discord. There's always a link in the description below. Come find me on the Discord, because it'll be easier for me to give you the links that you're owed depending on what tier you're in. I don't think there's a delivery mechanism for me to send you guys messages, so I won't be able to send you links to stuff. Being said, thank you all for tuning in and being here for all these years, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you in the future too.